Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode we're going to be cutting out the metal for the door. We already got the lines drawn out.
And my granddaughter Alyssa, my grandson Levi, they're going to be our helpers today.
Hello. Hello.
We're going to put them to sanding as soon as we start cutting out the metal. We chose to leave the metal on this side up just for the simple reason that the roof has its original contour, so it's kind of shaped like the door itself. So that's why we're going to do it. So let's get the kids to work. As long as we're not breaking any child labor laws, I think we'll be okay. All right, let's start sanding. Just get it nice and smooth. Go ahead. All right, now we're going to remove the panel here and start cutting. Hold on, we got one mark to make. Got on the bottom line, right?
Yep.
That'll give us an inch past the length of the door. The reason I kept it an inch past at the bottom is because we have to make that fold for the bottom lip, for the bottom edge. The rest of it we're going to try to cut to fit directly into our hole so we can weld it in. You want to cut it or do you want me to cut it?
I'll hold.
All right, let's cut the long part first. Let's put it out past the, there you go, so we don't hit the door. How's it coming back there, kids? We getting it nice and smooth?
Yeah. Do you think we're getting it good?
What? You call that dirt?
Alright, for this bottom piece we're going to need a
38 inches.
piece that's a little too long so it'll form right. We have extra in case we do mess up.
I marked out 4.5 inches. And I would have liked to have been a little bit longer than this piece, but I believe it'll be okay. So we're just going to run the chalk line and cut us out a piece of sheet metal, 4.5 inches wide. All right, what we're gonna have to do is put us a bend about an inch down, a 90, put a 90 out there. It might have to be a little bit more than a 90 because of our angle of our door. And we're just gonna have to make this fit because this lip's gotta be bent out so we can attach it to the lip on our piece that comes over the top. So once we do that, I think we'll be fine. So we're gonna mark an inch down. I believe an inch will be fine. I'll measure it just to be sure. Let's go over and check the kids and see how they're coming along with the sanding. All right, kids, how's it going?
Good.
So we got it all nice and smooth, ready to paint?
Wait, we can paint?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to let you paint or not, but I need it ready to
We haven't
paint.
got this part really smooth.
Yeah, we need a lot of work up there yet. Okay. I don't think that by hand work's going to do for that one. We'll have to get the sander on that.
Yeah.
But you're doing a great job.
Yeah. We're trying to get these areas over here.
Good. You're doing an excellent job. Looks good. All right, let's put a chalk line on this one. All right, we're back. We got our metal set up here. We're gonna try to bend this. It'd be nice if I had a brake, but I don't. So this takes a little bit of time. I just clamped everything down and I'm gonna tap on it with a brass hammer and go slow. And I'll get my bend that I need. You don't wanna make any fast bends because you'll just make warps in it.
And with doing this, we should get the perfect bend we need to connect this to the bottom of the door skin.
It's time consuming, but if you don't have the money for the expensive tools like a press brake and things like that, this will be fine.
You just got to take your time while doing it and get everything bent out straight.
And this is how I did the metal for the hood, and anywhere that I made the bends, this is how I did it. It works fine.
All right, we got all the metal down and straight packed.
It's still gonna need some fine bending,
but nothing too major. It's the shape that we want it at. So what we're doing right now is lining it up and making sure we have our measurements correct.
which is, I mean, this is just gonna be bent right around. We're gonna end up cutting this, pulling that in, and then we'll have to make our corners. So that's actually pretty good. We're out past the edge down at the bottom a little bit, which we can cut that off later.
I'd rather be over than under.
Yep, it's easier to take metal off than it is to put it back.
Exactly. All right, so we were gonna jump scenes, but we noticed we're probably just gonna cut this off. It's pretty rotted out all the way around. And we're thinking we can just bend the metal right over it after we cut this all out. Because if you see, it's just coming off like it's nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So I think that's what our next thing to do is just gonna cut this out. All right, we got the piece of metal cut out now. We're just gonna go back through and clean up that edge. All right, we got all the edge cleaned up now. It's nice and smooth.
All right, what we're gonna have to do to make this piece fit the door, I think what we're gonna do is cut a slot here, and the same way on this side at the edge of the frame where it starts to round, and then we'll bend that around, and once we get the outer skin on and this thing all welded in here, we'll have to make a piece on the inside to fill in the corners. And I feel like that's gonna work. It should be fine. So that's what we're gonna do.
And while we're out here, I wanted to show you our 6 new additions to our family. And we're gonna have to take them back inside. I'm only letting them out for a few hours every day while they're this young so they don't get sick or anything or die. But we got 6 bourbon red turkeys, and they're pretty shy. I'm trying to get a better video of them. Let's see. See them little rascals running around there? And if you know, we live on a farm, so we got a bunch of chickens and pigs, soon to be cows, and now turkeys. And well, I gotta get them on inside now. Dad's got the cutting already cut down. He's got the vice grips holding it up there. Now you can see he's gonna bend it over.
See, we'll get it all bent around nice to the shape of the door. And when we're finished, the whole bottom of the door will be solid. Our door skin will hook on here. And this will be just like brand new.
All right, it's getting a little dark on us, getting about to rain. So
we got chores to do. We got animals to feed around here and all kinds of mess.
So we'll continue this tomorrow. All right, guys, we're back the very next day. We're still working on this door.
We've got, while we were off camera, we went ahead and took our piece of metal that we cut out for the door. I bent the lip that for the bottom that will hang here, and I also took this piece and cut it to fit in, and then just temporarily put a couple of screws just to hold it in place.
We tapped in some supports here, so whenever we go to weld, it'll hold up the metal for us.
And we still have a few here to put in. We might as well just knock them in place right now. You just slide it in there.
And knock them under the old previous door skin.
And pretty much all this is just to help you. And if you need to cut more and add more in there, which it's probably best to do, because then you'll get a better seam all the way down through. You can. And then the idea is for this piece to just slide this lip over the edge, and you'll have to play with it to get it all lined up.
We'll probably have to move a piece up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to move it because it's not quite right. So I will have to cut out some more on that bottom piece and then move it up, and I'll make it fit better and come back to you in a little while. I'm gonna carry this to the welding. All right, we're back with the door. We went ahead and got the new panel tacked in place, but there was a problem. The original panel had a big dent. When I went to install it on the door, it had a big dent right in the middle. And I decided to make another panel. So this is the panel we were going to use, and it's got a big dent. It's just, I would have been fighting for days trying to get that dent out of there. So I decided to make another one. This one actually came out of the trunk of the Crown Victoria, and it went in real well. We just do all your small tacks. Don't try to weld solid when you're doing body work like this, because it'll just warp it. If you've got a TIG welder, it's going to be a little easier, not so bad. But with a wire welder, you have to go slow and just do a lot of tacks all the way around, and you'll have a lot better turnout. Also, if you remember, this was all rotted away, all gone. It is now replaced. Like I said a minute ago, everything still has to be completely welded, and I still got some forming over here to do, and we'll get that at a later time. So that's what we got for the door for now.
All right, so I'm gonna be making this foot pedestal, and I already went ahead and marked out what I need to cut on the metal. I already got the measurements for it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from this edge out until it's about parallel, make a right angle with this edge, and it's about 7.5 centimeters. I would do inches, but there's not a straight measurement for it. So I'm gonna go over to the metal and I'm gonna mark out what I need. All right, so we're at our metal and I'm gonna go ahead and mark our length. It needs to be 27 inches. And then to our first bend, it's got to be 7.5 centimeters, or 3 inches. And from that bend, we're going to go ahead and mark another 7.5 centimeters. And that'll give us our bend where we need to put the foot pedestal at. So I'm going to go ahead and get this marked up, and we're going to go ahead and cut it out. Alright, so I got the lines marked and now I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. Alright, so we got our piece of metal cut out, and now I'm going to line it up on this plywood and bend it out. Alright, so I got my metal braced up and let's start bending. Alright, I cut out a stencil to the shape of the step, and now I'm just going to mark it on this metal and get our shape cut out. Alright, so I got the piece cut out, and now I'm going to fit it and see how it looks. Just right there. It's just about perfect. We can work with that. Alright, in the next video we're going to put some body cement on top of our welds when we're done. And we're going to use a board sander and a VA, smooth it all out.
We'll probably even try to throw down some primer on this thing and get it to where it's able to be mounted back on the truck. We're going to go ahead and try to finish this one out completely so we can get started on something else.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Have a great one.